Hey, Joyful Journeyer, welcome back. I'm Anita Adams, your host. Today, I am coming to you from Middleton, Nova Scotia on the Atlantic coast. And I'm going to talk to you about surrender. This seems to be a theme that keeps reappearing in my life right now. I think it's a reminder to me and to you if you're listening, because you're listening for a reason, that we need to let go. And sometimes I feel like I'm constantly needing this reminder about letting go. So I want to read a chapter to you from my book, Whispers of the Soul. The chapter is chapter 27, and it's called Trust, Surrender, Detach, Navigating the River of Dreams. And as you may know, if you listen to other episodes where I've read from my book, or if you've got a copy of my book, every chapter starts with a bit of a story. And this story is about a conversation. It's a recap of a conversation I had with one of my clients. And in the book, her name is Catherine, which is not her real name, but that's the name we have for her in the book. And then I'm gonna get into the teachings from this chapter about the importance of surrender and how trust, surrender, and detaching are really all part of the same process, the same journey. So come along with me on this story. I did it, exclaims Catherine, one of my former clients, who called me up to share her exciting news. I launched my own coaching practice and have landed my first client. That's awesome. I knew you would do it. Catherine first came to me when she was feeling uncertain about the next steps she should take with her life. She had recently lost her husband unexpectedly, and with that loss, she had realized she had been living her husband's dream, not her own dream. I can hardly believe it, she continues. Why wouldn't you have this success, Catherine? I press. It comes as no surprise to me. You did the inner work, you made time for yourself, you listened to your inner wisdom for guidance, and you took action. What's more is that you stayed the course even when self-doubt crept in. You trusted the path you were on, and you surrendered to it. Yeah, I suppose that's true, Catherine admits. There were times I wanted to throw in the towel, but I remembered what you said about everything happens in divine right time. So I trusted that if I'm pursuing what lights me up, it will work out. Bravo. There's something else you shared with me that helped. You told me not to fixate on the how and to just focus on what I wanted to create. I didn't know how I was going to be able to launch my own coaching practice while working full time in my day job. But then my boss asked me to take a course to become a certified coach. He offered to pay for the very course I wanted to take. Can you believe it? I didn't see that coming. And then I got some coaching practices in his HR department until I decided it was time for me to move out on my own. That's so awesome, Catherine. You were detached, and in so being, opened yourself up to the possibilities. I love Catherine's personal journey. It took place over a few years, and it beautifully illustrates some of the intangible mindset skills that you must learn if you are to step into your best life. Those skills include a capacity to trust, a willingness to surrender, and an ability to detach. Let me explain each of these a little more. Trust is defined as the firm belief in the reliability of someone or something. It's the acceptance of the truth of a statement without evidence or investigation. It's the ability to dive into the river of your dreams and believe that the current is going to take you somewhere remarkable, even though you can't see beyond the next bend. Surrender, in the context of following your inner wisdom, is allowing yourself to be carried by that current, not fighting against it, even when the current takes you in a different direction than the one you had hoped or expected to go in. Detachment is letting go of the how and of the idea that you must attain a specific outcome. It's about not clinging to the boulders in that riverbed or a certain way of doing things, and choosing instead to swim with the current, even when you realize it's taking you somewhere unexpected. Detachment may also be about letting go of your ego-defined identity that is keeping you stuck in limiting self-beliefs. Your higher self sees your unlimited potential. So here are 3 reasons why many people don't follow their dreams or their highest calling of their soul. See if you can identify yourself in one of these. The first is they want to be convinced with irrefutable evidence that if they take a specific path or jump into a specific river, it will lead them directly to where they want to be. Number 2, some are willing to take the leap without evidence and trust the start of the journey. But at the first sign of trouble, such as being pulled by the current in a different direction, their trust evaporates. They fight the current and they try to get out. Then there's the third group, those who are fixated on a specific way that things should happen or a specific outcome that they are blinded to other or better possibilities. They fight the current, which is nothing but exhausting. Since I consciously started this journey to my best self, I have noticed a significant difference in my ability to trust, surrender, and detach. Yet I'm still a big work in progress when it comes to mastering these 3 intangible skills. For instance, I have taken time away from growing my coaching business, and I have put my retreats on hold so I can focus on finishing this book, which has impacted my income. There is part of me that screams about all the things I should be doing instead that will grow my business and bring in the needed revenue. There is an endless list of things I could be doing. However, my inner wisdom speaks loudly too. It tells me the right thing to do right now is to focus on finishing this book. I believe in the truth of the guidance given, and I love the fact that that voice has gotten louder over the years as I develop my listening skills. Yet trusting and surrendering to the flow of the universe and letting go of my desired outcomes and of achieving those outcomes by a specific time is far from easy. In those moments when I'm anxious about the future, I feel like my head is just barely bobbing above the water's surface. And if it hits a turbulent patch, I'll be pulled under. Other times, when I feel more relaxed because I've been doing the work on myself, going for my God walks, journaling, getting present to the here and now, it feels more like I'm peacefully floating down the river on my back while gazing up at the stars in the sky. When I'm consistent with doing the inner work, I experience more days of joyfully floating than of sinking. It's one of the reasons I'm such a strong advocate for investing mindful time in nature. It's not easy to do all of this, to trust, surrender, and detach. Yet that's exactly what we all must do if we are to step into the best version of who we really are and that greatest vision for our life. Throughout this book, I have also spoken about leaning into the guidance of your inner wisdom. This is precisely what I mean by that term. First, you lean in by deciding to listen. Then you lead in to take that first step or a series of baby steps that will lead you down the path. Then you lean in by trusting that you are moving in the right direction, that you surrender to the flow of the universe and detach yourself from the outcome. The question we must now address is how? How do we learn to trust, surrender, and detach? Actually, the question is, how do we relearn to do these things? These are natural abilities we are born with. Then life happens. We are taught not to trust, that we must fight for what we want, and that we've got to keep our eye on the end goal no matter what. These ways of being have served us well in many cases. Yet there comes a time when we must let these old ways of being and behaving go and relearn to trust, surrender, and detach. The answer to how do you do that has been sprinkled throughout this book. It's by learning or relearning to love yourself deeply. And that's where we're going to leave it at, Joyful Journeyer. And if you've been listening to this show, or if you've read my book, you'll understand that learning to love yourself deeply is truly the key to your happiness, to your success, to your overall well-being. Because when you love yourself so deeply, you become unshakable in the pursuit of your dreams. And that's what I wish for you, Joyful Journeyer. Become unshakable in the pursuit of your dreams. Thanks for tuning in. And please reach out if you have any questions, if you want to set up a one-on-one discovery call to work with me. And if you haven't got your copy yet, please do grab one. Whispers of the Soul. You can get it on Amazon or on my website, joyfulinspiredliving.com. We'll catch you next time. Bye for now.